Okay, it's day 2. It's Sunday, 9:30. I just finished a whole series of videos on a health haul that I did and a Birchbox, and I still have a bunch of swatches all over my hands, but I'm ready to get started. And today I'm going to paint the staircase. If you remember, this is where I left off. Hold on, let's turn on some lights. There we go. Alright, so yesterday I finished this, and of course the dogs have got to go. Alright, calm down. Today I gotta finish this area here. We're gonna get rid of all this junk, right? I did the wall yesterday. Turn on and that's Norris, my gnome. Okay, we got some light. Alright, so what am I doing today? Today I'm going to paint the staircase in a espresso, chocolate brown, whatever color. And I need to do that while I still have daylight because I can see the edges and all of this. And I said I was going to do every other step. So while I'm going to do 2 coats on every other step so I can still go up the staircase. And while this is happening, what are you doing? No, you see, that's exactly why we don't want you guys in the basement. Look at that. Paper towel. No. Mischievous you. Yeah, all right. That's the beagle, and we got the pointer mix over there. So anyway, so while the coats are drying, what I'm going to do here is first of all I'm going to get some of the Legos out of the way, because it doesn't make sense for me to have the majority of, here, look at all the toolboxes here, you can tell I'm busy. I have the majority of my college books over here, but I still have a whole bunch over there. So what I'm going to do is put all of my college books on this set of shelves. So I'm going to get the Legos out of the way, and then I have some wood, some plywood left over in the garage. And what I'm going to do is, because the laundry room is right there, which you will never see because it's a not finished portion of the house. Okay, quick look, see that? Nasty. It's a typical basement laundry room that's never been finished, so it's all concrete and ugly stuff. Anyway, so I'm going to build a counter that's going to cover this entire surface here, right? So that way, instead of having to fold the laundry upstairs in the dining room, and then we have this pile of clothes hanging around, because we have 4 floors altogether. So, you know, we get lazy sometimes and we end up having piles of clothes on chairs for a couple of days. And I don't want that anymore, because we're all about, you know, challenging ourselves and doing much better with our routines. So I want to do a counter right here so that the laundry gets folded right here on this area, and we can fold it and watch TV at the same time, except that there's the pillow here, but that's all right. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this counter here, which is relatively easy. It's a piece of plywood with a bar here on the wall to rest it on, and then just screw the plywood directly into the bookshelves. Bring some of my books into this bookcase, and then if I have time, because that needs to be painted as well, I don't like to leave things unpainted. The chair here, it's gonna have to go up in the guest bedroom. I said that already. This old junk here has got to get out of the way. This is an old, by the way, this is an old microwave stand from Kmart. It was one of the first pieces of furniture that we purchased, my husband and I, when we first started dating. And it was really old and busted, I guess. So what I did is that I made it match my desk here. It's still white. I didn't change these. I'm going to change them to what's in there. Old family pictures now. I need to change the knobs to the same knobs that I have here, and then I use Mod Podge and that foil, I don't know if you can see the shimmer on it. It's a foil gift wrap from Domain that I purchased at, I believe it was Home Goods, and I covered the top portion here and the bottom portion here where the microwave, no, the microwave would go over here. So I'm not sure what we were putting here. But anyway, I covered that as well. And I covered the inside as well. So that's just kind of like a matching piece of furniture. This frame here is an IKEA frame that has like a piece of calendar thing, but it's going to be scrapbooking in there, so that needs to go over here. And then if you're wondering, these I found at a garage sale. They're very, very old, from the 60s. I really like them. And the other thing I want to do, if I have time today, is get rid of this Hades. I always hated it, but it's been practical. It's one of those big blanket chest, I think, that's made out of bamboo. And when we moved here, we didn't really think about doing the basement as a family room. But then we put the big TV, well, big, it's 32 inches, it's the biggest we have. We put the big TV down here with the old sofa, because it made sense to have the big TV down there. We ended up having a family room, but we never really had any kind of furniture. So I tried to grab everything I could we had around the house to use as, obviously, a DVD player and a cable box. Would you stop it? What are you doing? See, that's exactly why we don't want them in the basement, because they just act silly. So I used to have shelves over here, and some of the shelves also had the DVD player. And then when I redid the basement, I removed the shelf, so I needed something to put that stuff on it. But what I want to do, I have some wood left over and some leftover shelves in the garage, and I think I'm going to try to build my own TV stand. And it can't be too complicated. It's really just like vertical. What are you doing? Oh, it's just vertical pieces of wood with horizontal pieces of wood. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to do the whole length here. And then we used to have, and I mentioned that already, we used to have shelves on these walls everywhere here and over there too. That's where all the books used to be. So I removed all of them when I repainted the basement. But now I have all these books on the floor, and they've been on the floor for quite some time now. I'd say about 3 or 4 months. If not more. So I need to build bookcases. So if I bring a portion of my books into this one over here, then I can have the Legos in the entertainment shelf that I'm about to, if I have time, that I'm going to build. So that would eliminate some of the books, and then I just need to build bookcases. Now you're probably asking, why are you building the bookcases and not buying them? Well, because the ceiling here is too low. So any of the tall bookcases that you can purchase, let's say at IKEA or Target, are too tall, and I would have to just do this kind of bookcases, which is too short, because then I would have to put them all along the walls. And the issue here is that behind this big pile over there is one of the baseboards. And over here I have the trapdoor for, yeah, because it's a basement, right? I have the trapdoor for the water line. So I really can't put anything there. So there's nothing that would fit in terms of bookcases from the stores in that area right here. Here I can't put a bookcase because I have the baseboard, but I don't have a baseboard here, and I don't have a baseboard over there. So I'm going to build bookcases that go from here to the ceiling on this wall and this wall, and leave this entire wall here empty with just artwork to kind of, you know, lengthen the room. So I didn't plan on showing you the basement that early on, only because what I wanted to do was a real before and after, but I'll probably do that anyway, and then you'll get to see the before, which was really horrendous. And then I mentioned what was behind those doors already, and then this one here. It's a big room, actually. Let me give you a quick look. There's the boiler room. See, I have the boiler and some luggage and more artwork and things. So, yeah, the basement itself, I would say, is pretty large. And it's a pity that, like most basement with we've used it as a storage area for practically 2.5 years when we moved in, because we just put everything in here, and then as we were organizing upstairs, we were bringing things back upstairs. So we really never used the basement for its real intention, which was a family room. So now I've been working on it, and like I said, I think I started doing this in February of 2013. So it's coming on to almost a year now that I'm working on. Would you stop it? That I'm working on this basement. Look at these things. Look at this. You see? That's why we don't want them in the basement. Calm down. Calm down. Anyway, alright, so let me change tops because I just did, like I said, those videos for makeup stuff. And I don't want to put any paint on this top here. And then I'll get going. I'm probably going to do... Yeah, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the garage first and get that big piece of wood, because I have all the tools here. So I'm going to get that big piece of wood so I can work on the counter. Where is that shadow coming from? I don't know. So I'm going to work on the counter while those coats are drying. So I'll be stuck in here. But the dogs have got to go back upstairs because they can't stay here. They're going to go up and down the staircase and ruin my paint. So, yep, let me get prepared and I'll see you in a bit. So I quickly want to show you where I'm going with this idea of building a counter. I have this huge piece of plywood that's left over from the other counter that I built in the kitchen, and I showed you that earlier. So, and it fits perfectly. And what I'm going to do is probably cut it a little bit here so that it overhangs, but not so much. And on this side, it overhangs just a little bit. And I'll probably round that edge right here. And on this side there'll be another bookshelf, so it's going to look like a component, I guess. The only thing is that this needs to be affixed right here, so don't mind the mess because that was in the garage. I have to clean it. So it'll be a piece of wood right here to hold it, and the advantage is that it allows me to stash some stuff underneath it. I don't know what I'm going to do with this piece right here. It's a very old chest of drawers that, my God, I think I got that for at least 15 years. Here's another box that I found at the garage sale. That's really neat. And hey, here they are. Just found the remotes. Yay! So that's gonna go over there. So that's the basic idea, is to create this counter here that's not gonna overhang that much, just probably by 5 inches, so we can fold the laundry right here while watching a little bit of the TV. It's just too bad this doesn't tilt this way, but one of the reasons, and I think I explained that in the original video that I made when I started doing the basement, where I have to, you know, show you the horrendous before. I had to empty the entire basement for you guys. That's coming soon because the basement is almost done, so I'd say maybe by January you'll get to see that video. One of the reasons why the TV is over there, not in the middle, is because if you sit here watching TV, then you have the pillar in front of you. So we had to move it to the side, and I had, like I said, I had shelves. So there's going to be artwork now over here. So this is going to stay here in the meantime. What I need to do right now is wash the stairs before I paint them. Because I don't want to paint over dirt and things like this. I'm going to do one every other step. For obvious reasons, so I can keep on going up and down. But once I have the 2 coats on one step and 1 coat on the other, it's going to be difficult to know which one is dry and which one is which one you can step on and which one you can't. So what I'll do is that I'll put post-its on the ones you can step on. So there'll be a post-it every other step so that I know where to step without messing up the paint. And right now I just finished washing the steps, so they're still a little wet. You can see that. And the paint I'm using is another Behr. I really like Behr colors for some reason. I don't know why. And it's interior, exterior high gloss enamel. I use the high gloss because they're easier to wash. And this one is bitter chocolate, so I don't know if you can see that. It's like a very dark espresso brown. It's not black, but it matches this chair here, and I don't know, I just kind of like it for steps. So let me get started with the painting. I'm going to do all the edges on all the steps first, and then I'll do the flat surface on every other step. So I just did the first coat on every other step, and then I did the corners for the other ones. So see, I can step and go up. I hope you can see the difference between hideous maroon and trendy chocolate brown. It's still wet. It's high gloss, but it's still wet, so I'm gonna have to wait for it to dry. But this is basically what it's gonna look like, and that will be the end of the maroon. The house, when we purchased it, see, I gotta be careful here, and here we go. When we purchased the house, this maroon color was literally everywhere. Like the guy had painted the I wish I could show you pictures. He had painted the living room stairs with it. He had painted parts of the chimney, the fireplace with it. All of these here were maroon. It was like this maroon thing everywhere. And this is the last of the maroon. I'm finally getting rid of all of it. So I'm going to let this dry. While this is drying, I'm going to start measuring this and pull out the material that I need. That would be the jigsaw and maybe some sanding paper, and start working on, don't come down the steps, I saw you. Yeah, start measuring that, and then once I have the measurement, go ahead and do the second coat on those steps. Then I will install the partially install the countertop, and once the second coat is dry, then I'll start working on the first coat, and then I'll start painting this counter in white. And when that first coat is drying, hopefully the second coat of the second set of steps will be dry. Then I'll do the second coat on that, put my stickies where they need to be so that I know where to step if I have to go upstairs. And then while that dries, finish the second coat on this. So yeah, that's the project for the day. Again, I don't know if I'm going to have time to create a bookshelf entertainment center for that. I still have grocery shopping to do and other things, and I need to spread my projects, otherwise I have to go to work on Monday so I can rest, and that makes no sense. I like the overhang here. It's not too much, doesn't distract from the books. So what I'm going to do is measure the amount of overhang I have here, and I'm going to do the exact same overhang on this side. And that side here, well, let me turn around. That side here is the one that's going to get cut. So I'm going to just give it a good cut right there with the jigsaw. I had to flip the board the other way around because it was a little bit curved and damaged. So the damaged side is the side that's going out of the way. Yeah, and then here we're going to have just about the same amount of overhang. And it's just perfect. So what I was thinking of doing eventually is use a tension rod from here to here and have like a curtain thing to hide whatever mess I have in there. So one of the ideas that I had was to put this big chest underneath it so that I can still contain all of my blanket. I'm starting to think that I'm going to get rid of this unless, let me see something. If it's, yeah, it's hollow, you see, so I can't really use it without the drawers. I was thinking that maybe what I could do is remove the drawers, because it's still pretty solid, except for this drawer here at the bottom that's broken. I was thinking that maybe if I could remove the drawers, I could use baskets instead and make it look pretty, but it's yet another project. It just never ends. Anyway, so yeah, let me do the measurement. I think it's probably, let me see, it looks like it's 1.5 to 2 inches. Well, let's see right now. Yeah, it's 1 3/4 inches. So I need to count from here to here 1 3/4 inches, and then use my T-square thing to make a nice line and zip with the jigsaw, and I'll have at least the main platform. Okay, so this mark here is 1 3/4 inches from the edge of this piece right here. I got my T-square. I'm just going to put it right on the line and draw a line and cut alongside, and that whole piece here is going to get out of the way. I'm using a Blake & Decker cheap, super cheap jigsaw. This one I think was $29. And I did not use protective goggles. That's right, because I don't have any. Okay, here it is. I sanded all of my edges. Now I'm going to mark the round corners so I can cut them here, here, and here. And after I cut those corners, I'm going to go ahead and do my second coat on the first step. So basically, that's what it looks like. It's not a huge piece of counter, but it's enough to fold clothes and pile them here, and you know, put them in a basket and then move on. So, do you think I'm crazy yet? Yeah, my husband thinks I'm a nutcase. I'm okay with that. I like doing things, so it doesn't look bad at all. I'm waiting to remove the Legos, which really I should have removed first, because now they have sawdust on them, but that's okay because I have one of those feather thing. I can't wait to put my books back in. I like books. I like to walk in houses and see a lot of books. We are book fanatics in the house. I mean, you've seen how many books we have in the living room. You should see the kids' room. Oh my God, they have so many. The kids constantly read. We like to read. I don't know, for us books are important, so we like to see them, touch them, read them, use them, keep them. It's hard for us to get rid of books, actually. When I started working on the basement, I have sawdust in my nose. When I started working on the basement in February, I went through the books, and I think I was able to get rid of maybe 30 of them, something like that, and it was really a stretch for me, so yeah. Alright, let me mark my corners, show you how I do that. It's pretty easy. And then cut those and work on this. Now for some reason it's super glossy, but look at that, it's dry. I think I'm going to be able to do that more work this afternoon. This is really, really cool. I love it. I wonder if it's too shiny. I don't know. Well, too late now. Okay, round corners. So round corners, how do I do that? Let's find something that's round. That looks round to me. Put it right here and mark it off with the pencil and snap. Cut it with the jigsaw and then sand it out, and that's it. That's a round corner. And bam, instant round corner. There we go. We got one here, and the other one over there. I don't know if you can see that. And that's pretty stable. Okay, moving on to coat number 2 on my steps. And then when that's drying, I'm going to put a piece of this wood here that's been in the house for a minute now. This is the leftover from my kids' bunk bed from IKEA. I kept all the wood knowing that I was going to do something with it. Well, there you go. So I'm going to cut a piece about, I don't know, maybe 1.5 feet long, and that's going to get drilled directly onto this piece right here. So I'm going to have to take that off, put it on the floor. I'm going to drill it here and here, right on the edges, put this back on, and then that piece of wood is going to be nailed in into the wall right here. And then once that's done, all I need is figure out where, and that's going to be the hard part because I have to nail this thing in, and I might use deck screws. So I have the second coat going, and over here I've got a piece of wood that's about 18 inches, and I need to put deck screws from the bottom here into this, and then flip it, and then flip it, and that's gonna go underneath. Let me do that, and then we can put it directly onto the wall. Here we go. So I ended up putting a piece of wood that was longer only because the studs were here and over there, and then so that's been drilled into the studs, and over here I drilled them back into the piece of wood at an angle, and this is like not moving. So I have one here and one here. All I'm gonna do now is put some finishing nails just to tack this onto those pieces of wood for extra safety, but really this is not moving at all. All I have to do now is, alright, so I'm gonna do the nails and then we can start painting. My books are back in the bookshelf. So this is done. I've got some putty here because I countersank some nails, and that's ready to be painted. Just to give you a quick look, don't mind the mess here. This is basically what it looks like. It's a cube of books on one side with a counter on the top, and then an empty space at the bottom, which you've seen already for probably that blanket chest over there or other stuff. So yep, it's looking really good. When you come into the basement, you just get, and there's going to be a curtain right here, so you just get this big cube of books and the countertop. It doesn't take too much space into the basement, so that looks really, really good. I'm happy with that. Did a good job. Yeah, I have the first coat on, we're going to call them the odd steps, and just so that I know where I'm stepping, like I said, I'm putting a post-its on those that are dried for now. Yeah, this is totally dried, so I'm gonna go upstairs. I still have to paint this over there, and I realized I left my brush upstairs, so my clean brush, so I gotta go upstairs, so I might as well just step on those where the post-its are and start with the counter. Now if you can see the difference, it's officially the end of maroon. Very, very happy. I like this color a lot. It's actually darker than what it shows here. This shows like a, I don't know, like a brown, a dark brown, but it's almost like almost black. So yeah, it's like a black brown mascara. That's what it is really. Looks good, and it looks very, very nice as a transition with the green. I'm liking it. And the second coat is on, and I've cleaned up, because I'm not about to just watch paint dry, so I cleaned up this whole area here. This is what it looks like from the other side of the basement. I got this counter thing here and my desk on the other side. I still didn't clean over there, but pretty much that's what it is. I got 2 coats on this, and I'm pretty much done. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a day. I really like the way this looks. This looks really good. I like this. It's functional too. There's so much space underneath it. I think I'm gonna get rid of that little dresser and I don't know, put something else in there. So this is underneath the stairs. It's a whole bunch of bric-a-brac, whatever. I don't even want to tell you what's in there. It goes all the way in there. So same thing. I removed the door. There used to be an orange door. I removed it because there's too much humidity in there, and whatever you put in there ends up having this effervescence, whatever they call it. So there's going to be a tension rod here too with a curtain that matches the one I'm going to put here. So when you walk through, you're going to have these 2 areas that are kind of similar. And then this chair here we found on the street, and it's going to get painted in white as well. It doesn't have the top part anymore, but that's going to get reupholstered. That'd be another one of my crazy projects. Yeah, so I don't even know what time it is. Let me see, where's my phone? I don't know. Oh, where's the phone? Oh, over there. It is 3:30, and I'm gonna call it a day. This is done, stairs is done. I just gotta wait for it to dry. I have some laundry in there that needs to go into the dryer. Anyway, do a little bit of cleaning right here. I don't know if I'm gonna move that chair today. I can do that this next weekend. But it looks much better, and I can't wait to start decorating this place. I really can't. What a change compared to what it used to be. But yeah. So this was Sophia from mygreatchallenge.blogspot.com, and another one of my crazy weekend projects. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. give me a thumbs up if you want to see more videos like this where I go crazy about finding solutions for our house. Again, this was about creating was the beginning of creating a family room for ourselves and finding a place to fold the laundry in the basement instead of bringing the basket full of laundry to fold in the kitchen or the dining room and do that on those tables. It's much easier to do it that way. You can watch TV while you do it. You can be with the family while you do it. So yeah, trying to find functionality and efficiency in my house, and that's pretty much the whole point of this blog anyway. So I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Bye.